Moving on, we are going to hear from Rachel from NASCO. And so I know we're running out of time, so I'll just turn it over to you, Rachel.
Okay, thank you, Lori. So zooming out a little bit here from just our USA map, we're looking at a North American perspective at NASCO. So NASCO stands for North American Strategy for Competitiveness. We're an organization, a trilateral organization that is celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. We have been around for 30 years, since 1994, right before the passage and enactment of NAFTA. So our view of transcontinental corridors, includes, a U.S.-Mexico border, a U.S.-Canada border, looking at all three countries from a holistic approach. As an organization, we have public and private sector members from all three countries. We are funded by voluntary annual membership dues. We have no dedicated funding each year that comes from any government entity. So we really have to prove our merit and our worth and really provide value to our members. Next slide, please. Well, I've just said this, but yes, we are a grassroots tri-national coalition. We really, beyond borders, beyond politics, is a message that we continue to echo because, in all three of our countries, the political scene, especially this year we just came through an election in Mexico. We obviously have a big election coming up here in the United States and then one in Canada next year. So that plays a big role, but it's also just a really important reason that no matter what's happening at the federal level, we've got to keep the conversation moving at the subnational level and at the state and provincial level in each country. And so we, as an organization, do a great job of that. Next slide. So this is a look at, we have different focus areas as an organization: supply chain and logistics, helping close the skilled workforce gap, and energy and environmental issues related to freight and transportation movement. But honing in specifically on the supply chain and logistics, this is where the National Roadway Digital Infrastructure Strategy falls. But this is an important area for many of our members. Obviously, goods movement and having efficient, seamless transportation between our states on our roads, getting goods across borders to market. There's so much happening that from a North American manufacturing perspective that goes across borders multiple times before final product. So it's critical that we have these corridors that are connected, that are talking to one another, that's got some cooperation happening. So at NASCO, we do this in many ways, looking at regulatory cooperation, looking at innovations and technologies. We have a border resiliency working group committee. We have border action plans that we work on at the U.S.-Canada and U.S.-Mexico border. We have a North American emergency supply chain group. So really just, taking a look at how supply chain and logistics can be better with all three of our countries. And so we're excited to be a part of this project. We're excited to be working with TxDOT on the I-35 piece. We in terms of what we're doing with Erica Kemp and TxDOT, we really feel like helping align the DOTs right now. I know Erica mentioned that we've got an MOU we're working to get signed. We have our next in-person meeting coming up on August 28th in Kansas City with this group. So we're excited about that, to really dig deep, to establish some committees between the group and set our action plan moving forward for the next year. But the key thing here, really what we do well at NASCO, is keeping people excited about the project. We know that everyone on this call, folks have day jobs, they are busy. It takes a special sort of charm to keep things moving forward and nudge people, in a certain way, but keep them excited, but yet hold them accountable for being a part of the project and for the things they've committed to. So we're excited to do that with I-35 and keep things moving forward. Thank you, Lori.
Great. Thanks so much, Rachel. I love the leadership that NASCO is taking on those cross-international border conversations. As someone who used to work in a border state, those are so important, not just for people who are traveling personally, but you have those daily commuters who are moving across the border, and the goods as well. So thank you for your leadership on that.
You're welcome.